On the 26th of June 2025, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu signed the four tax reform bill into law. These laws include the Nigerian Tax Act, the Nigerian Tax Administration Act, the Nigerian Revenue Service Act, and the Joint Revenue Board Act, collectively referred to as the Act. Thereafter, the Act comprehensive overhaul the Nigerian land tax to drive economic growth, increase revenue generation, improve the business environment, and enhance effective tax administration across the different levels of government. Applicable tax rate for each bracket individuals earning 800,000 naira or less per annum will now be exempted from tax on their income and gains, while higher income earners will be taxed at a higher rate up to 25%. The tax also increased the tax exemption threshold for compensation for loss of employment or injury from 10 million naira to 50 million naira. Welcome to Business Point, where we extract the Nigerian economy and the government policies. I am Kike Lomo Ukeri. Today we will be having a discussion with a tax expert on Nigerian Tax Reform Act, implication on the Nigerian economy. Let's take a quick short break. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's Business Point, where we extract the Nigerian economy and the government policies. Today we'll be having a discussion with a tax expert on the Nigerian Tax Reform Act and implication on Nigerian economy. And to do justice to this topic via Zoom is Olugbenro Johnson. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning, sir. You're welcome on the show.
Good morning.
All right.
Thank you.
We are talking about the Nigerian tax reform and implication on Nigerian economy. To begin with, can you give us a broad overview of the four acts recently signed into law and what they aim to achieve within the Nigerian fiscal system?
All right. Thank you very much again. Good morning, and it's always a pleasure to be on your show. Okay, I think you pretty much captured them in your introduction. Of course, the the most popular among them is what we now know as the Nigerian tax bill, which in itself is going to be a replacement for what we currently know now as several laws that go by several names, like what you have, the company income tax, the personal income tax, and the all of that now will be replaced by what is known as the Nigerian tax bill, NTA. And of course, we also have some that have to do with the regulators themselves, or sorry, the administrators themselves, which we, as of today, know as the Federal Inland Revenue Service. And then we also have the State Board of Inland Revenue Service, and then we have the Joint Tax Board. And then the act of establishment for those administrators also have been affected. And then from January, effective January, you will not hear FIRS again. I wonder how long it will take Nigerians. It's just like this NEPA and the PHCN thing. Even though NEPA has been changed for such a long time, most Nigerians rather still just call it NEPA as against PHCN. So I don't know how long it will take Nigerians to adjust to the new name. So the Federal Inland Revenue Service, the act that established it, which is known as the Act of Establishment, has also changed and implemented, and then they also have a brand new name. Can you still hear me? Okay.
Right.
All right, great. And if you look at the Nigerian tax bill, you discover that it will be affecting once it's 1st of January 2026, you discover that about 12 existing acts will have been repealed as we know them now. The capital gain tax, the personal income tax, what we currently have as the company income tax, and a whole lot more will no longer exist. They will be repealed, effective 1st of January 2026.
Okay, on exemption for loss of employment or injury, the Act raised the tax exemption threshold for compensation due to loss of employment injury from 10 million to 50 million. What implication does this have for both employers and the employee, and how does this exemption change the treatment of severance packages and retirement benefits?
Yeah, so the whole idea, thank you. So the whole idea is that if someone is being disengaged, from service, like you rightly said, for loss of employment, which in some instances, let's look at maybe let me use a particular industry, engineering service industry, for instance. If somebody maybe has an injury, or for some other reasons, maybe had an accident, on his way to work or at work, or due to some other reasons, and for some reason that individual, can no longer perform that function, and maybe it's permanent in nature, or maybe due to some other reasons as well. The whole idea is that when you're compensating these people, you don't want to double tax or overtax them. The whole idea of this Nigerian tax bill act now, just the overall psyche of the act is just to say that, let us not tax poor people. Let us not tax poor people. Let the people who have more money, who can afford it, let them be the one that we are taxing. And then let's just relieve the people who are just barely struggling to survive. So unless you are really, really a big man, so that was why the threshold had to be increased. The whole idea is that except you are a big man, we want to be sure that is the big